Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Ryan with IowaClassicCars, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to see if we can get the original paint, one owner, 1959 Chevy Biscayne, to run and drive again. So I cheated a little bit here. While the camera was charging, I actually put the turning tool on. I took off the starter, which is right there, and my buddy Ray, 38 POS Racing, he made a custom 6-cylinder turning tool. So I'll show you that in a minute. The motor is locked up. It's been soaking now for probably a month and a half with some Marvel Mister oil. I've oiled it down 3 separate times. I left the plugs inside, or left the plugs in the motor. The car's been inside the entire time, never been out. So today is the day of judgment, the day of reckoning, to see if it will break free. But before I do that, I do have the bar and everything ready to go here. I'm going to put some cables on the battery up here on the 64. And we're going to see if this the starter works. All right, so positive's hooked up to the main feed. Got my loser switch hooked up to the main feed, as well as the purple wire connector, the excite wire. Even though the starter's corroded on the bottom here, it still works. And the nice thing about Kansas cars is that with just a little persuasion, and I mean very little persuasion, the motor's free. You can see the fan pulley is very slowly turning. So the motor must not have been stuck too bad. Probably just dry, maybe one cylinder was sticking a little bit, but nonetheless, it is free. It was stuck, but now is free. The throttle, which is right here, moves really nice. Choke's a little sticky, but not too bad. So, gonna get some plugs, some wires, a battery, see if this thing will run again. All right, so the starter's just clicking. So I'm trying to turn this over. Maybe it's like vapor locked, or the oil in it. All right, let's try that. I should put some new cables on it. That might help with the juice flowing. All right, guys, the new cables definitely worked. Watch all this crap come out of what am I trying to say here? This housing where the torque converter is. So we got quite a bit of a mess there. I'm going to hook up the compression tester here, and we're going to check this thing out quick. Then we'll put the spark plugs back in, and hook it all up for fire. So, going to do a compression test. I'll put the numbers on screen, what they are. I'm not going to film that. You guys don't want to see that. I'll put the numbers on screen, and we'll go from there. All right, so I took the valve cover off here. Number 4 cylinder has 0 compression, and the 2 nuts right here were a tiny bit loose. So I took them about a quarter turn, and that brought it from like 0 to about 10 to 15, PSI, or cylinder pressure, whatever you guys want to call it. Not enough to fire it, but I'm hoping it's made us some loose rings or whatnot. With that being said, I'm going to start this up here. Everything moves nice, so I'm going to leave the valve cover off. I'm going to get a new set of coil or spark plug wires. Going to run the original spark plugs and see with a little bit of gas if this thing will even try to fire. Okay, guys, so no spark. Not, I guess, kind of thought that would probably happen with the car that's been sitting for 30 years. At least these 6 cylinders are easy to pull apart. So I got my trusty sandpaper here. Gonna open these points up a little bit. They're pretty dang corroded, that's for sure. I have no idea if this coil is even any good. I was going to use new spark plugs and wires, but might as well give this a shot here first. I guess what I could do to see if they're any good is plug in my hot wire for my points, turn it on. Oh, shocked myself. So I'd say that coil's good. Whew, got a stinger in my arm. All right, so maybe we'll crank it over. Rotor button looks okay. Let's turn those back on. I'm going to check the dwell on that. I don't see the points sparking, so we'll check the dwell quick and then try it again. I don't know if my points are no good or what, but every combination here with the dwell meter does not move. I opened the points, I closed the points, changed out the coil. I know that the wiring on the dwell meter is good because it reads 12 volts when I turn the points on, so I'm going to order a new set of points and see if maybe that corrects my issue here. All right, so going back to that turning tool here. So my friend Ray, aka 38 POS Racing on YouTube, check him out because he is a wealth of knowledge. He took the front half of a 6-cylinder starter off, and we know it's a 6-cylinder because this little kicker's here for the solenoid, 1 bolt hole and 1 bolt hole, so 2 for a 6-cylinder. But he has this plate, and inside of here, he welded a 1/2-inch drive socket. As you guys can see when you turn the engine, obviously it doesn't kick out or kick back in, it just spins totally. So you spin it with your brute force, and hopefully you turn the motor over that way. So thank you, Ray, for sending me this. He actually made me a V8 turning tool. Now I've got a 6-cylinder turning tool from him, so thank you, buddy. Check him out, you guys. He's a wealth of knowledge, just like I said. All right, guys, so it's day 2 now, and it's my favorite time of the show, which is all the parts from Rock Auto showed up, and I put them on. I know some people say it's not the right way to do a Will It Run video, but this is actually going to be probably a keeper car. This is an awesome car, so why not spend the 65 bucks for ignition parts and put them on the vehicle? Spark plugs, spark plug wires, cap, rotor, button, all that stuff, points, condenser, yada, yada, yada. I just want to show you guys, or share this with you guys here. This is the 64 Impala 4-door hardtop that we picked up in Nebraska back in, I think it was December or January. And it now has the 307 Power Glide out of the 69 El Camino, Mortsky's favorite flexible hose. I ordered the wrong radiator. It's over here. It should have been right here. But brand new radiator, all new brake parts. The car runs and drives awesome. I am waiting on exhaust, new drive shaft, new carrier bearing, new joints, ton of new parts. I didn't film this one, a lot of trial and error, but keep in mind, guys, going forward, we will film it. So just want to show you guys that this car is saved, and we'll be back on the road here soon. But with this being said, we have all brand new parts here, like I said. And now, let me get the camera set up. We'll put some gas in the carb, little bit of juice to the battery and see if this thing will run. So here we go. All right, so I've got my starter button here. Let's hook up the negative on the battery. Uncle Tony's garage, he had a good video. He said when these old motors start after a long time, give them a good load of gas. Points are on. That ain't good. The starter's kicking out. All right, there's a healthy dosage of gasoline. I hope the starter is not gonna poop out on me here, but we'll see. Points are on. A little bit of throttle. Come on. God, it's like it's almost there. And the starter just craps out. So I wonder, I don't really want to replace the starter, even though it's only 2 bolts. Hopefully you guys can see down there. Pretty easy to get to. But I'm wondering if that starter is just on its last leg. We'll keep trying here for a little bit and see what happens. Worst case scenario, put a $65 starter on it from Rock Auto. You know, actually new, not remanned. So worst case scenario, but rather not do that. Kind of cheap. Don't want to spend a ton of money on this thing, but we'll see. Come on. Come on. I'm going to take this alternator belt off. I don't know if it's just fighting that or what it's doing, but we don't need that on there right now. Get that out of the way. Just one less thing to have to worry about. I don't understand. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it for now. The starter is just fighting me every turn here, so I'm gonna order a brand new starter and put that on. When that shows up, we'll try this again here. So on to day 3. Come on. Oh, come on, baby. The starter just isn't helping me here at all. I'll charge the battery a little bit and see if that'll help it. Come on. Come on. There we go, she ran. I mean, all of it for 5 seconds, but still. Better turn the points off. She did, in fact, run. Come on. All right, she definitely needs some fresh fuel and a good starter, but it does run. All right, guys, so I couldn't wait for the starter to show up. I pushed the car outside. It's kind of a workbench for me, so don't give me too much grief there. And I ran the Napa today. Got some heater hoses because they were chewed up pretty bad. There is a ton, I mean a ton of corrosion in the water pump, in the outlet here above or below the thermostat. The heater core is plugged up. So I took the hoses out, see if I could scrape some of that stuff out of there, and just couldn't. A lot of dirty coolant came out of it, so just gonna leave it for now. Gonna get a new water pump coming here, new hoses, all that good stuff. But the car, believe it or not, does go into gear and does move forward. However, because I've got my nice cars inside and no way to stop this thing with the key right there, I am going to demonstrate for you all that it does actually move forward and it does run and idle. That will be the end of the video for today. And then next time we'll get on this thing, go a little more in depth with it and put it back on the road. So with that being said, let's hop in, let's start this thing, and let's go from there. Key's on, but gotta connect the negative. Come on. There we go. Let's hop in here. I'm in neutral right now. There's drive. And we are in fact rolling. Throw it back in neutral to get stopped. There's reverse. And back in neutral. So it does run and it does drive. And the best way to shut it off is we get out here, come over here, and turn off the key. Simple as that. All right, guys, so if you enjoyed the video today, Make sure to leave a greasy fingered thumbs up. Comment what you guys would do with this car. Would you leave it stock? Would you lower it, put an LS motor in it? Let me know what you guys would do down below in the comments. If you guys have any thoughts, questions, concerns, also leave those down below. And if you're brand new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'm always finding cool stuff like this to tinker on and to enjoy. So thank you all for watching. This is part 1. Part 2, we will put brakes on it, cooling system, make this thing drive, take it down the road for the first time in 20 years, 25 years, and just start to enjoy it again. Also, got to put a back window in it. I've got one, just got to get the seal coming. All right, guys, thank you all for watching. My name is Ryan with Iowa Classic Cars. This is my 59 workbench, and I'll catch you guys next time.